even start yet, and you lot are already making me smile by just looking at the chat. So in those few last minutes, right, I'm just preparing the final stuff before going live, and I have the chat on my second screen, which I now drag to my main screen here. And I see you guys writing in the chat. So yeah, you made me smile before I even went live. What's up, everyone? We have something to talk about, don't we? We were looking for the blue box, which got hit, by the way, which was over here for a rejection, which then either is a wave C, A, or a wave 1. Price moved back up, touched the 886, probabilities changed. We're looking for a move to the upside, took the high. Daily naked point of control, we've been looking at it since the start of the range, so let's see if it can reach it. But we're here to also talk Elliott Waves, which we will, because this move is of course very interesting from an Elliott Waves perspective, no? So that is what we're going to talk about. I got my cup of pleasure over here, right? Got my TEDx Amsterdam cup. And yeah, we're gonna attack the charts for a while, and then I have to go to the gym because, you know, not only price is pumping, but I also gotta pump the weights myself. That was very, very cheesy, no? Put the desk a little bit higher. Every time I put the desk higher, I'm becoming smaller as well. Hungry Queens, what's up? Anita, what's up? How you doing? Welcome again. Gwindy Zoo, spend some more time with your girlfriend. You're here again. Bruno Castro, let's go. Pump this man up. He deserves this for all the work he's sharing every day. Thanks, Bruno. Appreciate you support, my friend. Kenny, also here again. Kenny, that's what happens if we're in the same time zone. Instead of being in Canada, you're in Portugal now. And this is the consequence, right? Thanks, man. Smash the likes. Tom Lee, welcome. D-Lee Crypto, what's up? Indeed, the DJ's in the house. Marcus, welcome. How you doing? Good to have you here once again. Earthman, fields of gold today. I know, right? I know. It's a beautiful day. On the charts, is it not? We like the volatility. Very, very nice. So, let's get started then, shall we? And we're going to start with what happened. So I've been updating silver quite actively with price here because the move up and then the initial move down is of course a bit confusing because we don't yet know, like, hey, is this like A1C? So let's cover this range here for a second, or more specifically, let's cover what we were looking for in the previous stream, right? So price was ranging here. And we had a potential count in a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a wave 5. I mentioned that I don't really like price to make a high where I don't have a pivot point, right? Either a target box or a level. And we have the target box just above. So we were waiting for price to hit that box. No, now we hit the box and we rejected. And this is where it's interesting because locally, in the previous video and the morning update, we were talking about this impulse having lower probabilities, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we are looking over here for then a finished wave 4, right? Wave 4 finished. And we're going to be looking for a bigger 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We mentioned, right? We analyzed this scenario has a lower probability. Reason being 1, 2, 3, 4 retrace to the golden pocket here. You can't, right? It's an invalidation. Lower probabilities that this is an impulsive structure to the downside, increasing the probability it's corrective. But we were ranging here on the 786. We were looking for price to hit the blue box, which is now white because we hit it. But when price hit the box, we also hit the 886 taken from the high to the low. And we know that the moment the 886 is touched, any move coming off the 886, if we're looking for an impulse in a wave 1, 2, and then a wave 3 to the downside, any move coming off the 886 is more likely to be a wave C or a wave Y, right? Instead of a 1 and a 2. The 886 is a rare target for a wave 2. It's a common target for a wave B or a wave Y, increasing the probabilities of a C or a wave B or a wave X, increasing the probabilities that it was a C or a Y. However, I wanted to be patient. So something I said to silver when price was down here was, hey, at the moment, it doesn't yet look too strong. We want to see some proof of support, right? I'm being patient. I'm observing. I'm not here to try and catch anything, right? We wait. If price can make it back to the blue box, that is when it starts to get interesting, because that is when the probabilities change. Instead of this then being an impulse to the downside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or continuation, if price can get back up, we are looking for a flat, with this move being a wave C. And if price can reach the box again, we are looking for higher, because then it's pretty much a confirmed ABC to the downside, right? And if we then take a fib from the high to the low here, especially the low of the box being in confluence with the 886, if this was going to be a wave 1 and then a 2 for a move down, well, we hit the 886 when we re-entered the box, right? Increases probabilities to look for a move to the upside, which is what we have now, which is very nice. So in this range, right, the resistance above price that I keep an eye on is, first of all, the highs, which we wicked. Of course, volume is coming in, right? It looks impulsive. We're going to zoom out in a second what it means of, like, what does this push mean in the general context of this range, and what does this push mean in the general context of this piece of price action as well, right? We're going to talk about that in this particular live stream as well, right? But first, a couple of levels that you have to pay attention to. First, well, we passed the highs pretty much, no? So we were talking for a while about the daily naked point of control. We might actually hit it. Finally, took a while. Then we have a little bit of resistance. It's a small bit of like support resistance area here, right? The white box. But I believe that white box is also a bigger support resistance area. Yeah, so we have a bit of a range. So we have the big range here, no, 4 hour. And then here we have the very well respected support resistance area here, except for the move up, the move down, and this move down over here. No respect given. But that is of course an important level here, sitting between 44k and 44.4k, right? The most important level that I want you to keep your eyes on is the 618, which is, and now I got to look at this one, 44.8k. That one is most important. If price can move to the upside and hits this level, probabilities increase for this to be a three-wave structure. And then we're looking for upside to come, because it invalidates an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We don't want to see the 618 hit in a wave 4. If price can hit this level here, probabilities increase to look for the highs. That doesn't mean that it goes up directly. Take this as an example, right? We hit the 618 here, potential for an impulse. We mentioned wait for the range, wait for the range. We wait for the range, we observe what price does. It hit the 618 here. Probabilities immediately change. Instead of looking for the lows, we're looking for the highs. Doesn't mean it can't take the low, because you can still have a WXY or WXY in a flat in Y as well. But we immediately know, based on probabilities and Elliott waves, that price will look for these highs sooner or later, right? Took a while here because it was weekend. So this is a very important level where I will put a alarm over here, and then I will call it 618 touched or something like this, just in case, right? Over here on the channel, I put an alarm at 44.8k. We are not bullish, we are not bearish, we are looking at the chart, right? Don't FOMO, YOLO, or catch knives. Make sure you have a plan. That being said, let's jump in to what this move here locally means for the different scenarios. I want to skip out on the medium time frame stuff. We can maybe do that later, but that's not something I want to look at just yet. Okay. So, bit of a move. No YOLO, no FOMO, no catching knives. Oh, and I also want to have a alarm at the daily naked point of control, just in case price reaches that area. So yeah, let's start. Aisha Turk, welcome. Product of me. What's up? How you doing? Happy days. I love to hear it. Love to hear it. Hopefully you're in a nice position. Steve Smith, what's up? How you doing, man? Thanks also, Steve, for being here so often. I appreciate that. Fahad Zahid, bro, please do TA. Not at the moment, my friend. We'll do Bitcoin. Keep our eyes pinned on what's happening on the chart here. And we will do a big altcoin stream. But like 4 or 5 hours of, probably 5 or 6 hours of altcoins. But that will come at a later stage, right? I will let you know in the community post. Okay, let's get this started then. We're going to start with this one here. Okay, we're going to run through those different scenarios. Just quickly checking. We already kind of spoke about that. Oh, we did hit potential wave C target area now. That's interesting. And then we have CVD here. And, well, probabilities. We'll talk about the probabilities. Okay, so we are prepped. Let's go. First things first, no? The move to the downside. We're going to pretty much talk about what happened here. And more specifically, this area of the chart, okay? Yeah, an alt stream. We're going to do a probably 5-6 hour alt stream, or likely on a weekend day, so many people can join as well. And I'm going to do a voting, and then we just run through probably most of the altcoins where I do analysis on all of those. Okay, let's go. So let's go with the bullish scenario first, just like the previous stream, and then we talk about the bearish scenarios, because we always need to be prepared for both scenarios, right? We don't have a bullish. We need to be prepared for anything. So this is, however, the most bullish scenario, where we are looking for a 3-wave structure to the downside in a wave A, B, and a wave C. Wave B retraced to the 382 Fibonacci taken from the high to the low of A, right? You guys know by now probably the 382, less common for a 2, more common for a B. It's not rare for 2, it's just less common, right? We're talking probabilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside C. 1.618 is a common target for a wave C. In this scenario, you want price to move to 44.8K. Right? I don't have free time, my friend. It's not that easy. 44.8K. Right? We want to see that level hit. Only if you hit this level, right, is the wave 4 invalidated. Okay? We're going to get there in a second. But we want to see this first before taking this low. No? So this little move to the downside, look how insignificant it is in the bigger scheme of things, right? This is the level that we have to look for. Now in this scenario, however, if we are bullish, there's a bit of a thing going on. We have a wave 1 to the upside then, because we want to see an impulse to the upside, right? So either a 1, 2, 3, 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a big impulse. We want to see a diagonal, or we want to see a double 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe a triple 1, 2, and then a move towards the upside. We have a wave 1 over here, followed by then a WXY, right? I also saw a scenario, I'm not sure if it was Perse or someone else in the group, where X was here with then a triangle in X, which I think was an interesting scenario as well, which was shared in the group. Saw it on my phone, so I didn't prep it for the stream. But then we have a flat X, either X is a zigzag or then a triangle, but we're looking then for a zigzag in a Y to the downside anyway, in both cases, to end this wave 2, right? The issue here, however, which does lower the probabilities for a wave 2, right? It depends also now what we get to the upside. But probability-wise, this wave 2 is incredibly long compared to your wave 1, which lowers the probabilities of this being a wave 2. Increases the probabilities, this is a corrective low, which therefore increases the probabilities that any move to the upside from this low is a corrective structure. Now that changes when we hit the 618, right? So we need to be patient and see what this move gives us. What we always say on the channel from an Elliott Wave's point of view, when price moves quickly, wait for a range. Sometimes it might not create a range, that's okay, right? But when we see another range forming, that is when we can reassess probabilities. But generally, this range is very big for a wave 2. It's 27 times. Wave 2 is 27 times bigger than wave 1. Does lower the probabilities for this being a 2, increases the probabilities over B, or an X, increasing the probabilities this is corrective, increases the probabilities to at some time take the lows. It's invalidated if price hits 44.8k, and before we go into panic, I don't know, I can't say that on, before doing something, how can I say this? No YOLO, FOMO, and catching knives. We just wait patiently what price is going to give us, right? We were looking for the target box, hit. Price moving down, we don't know yet what it is. 1, C, or A. We observe, right? Probabilities were there for it being a C. We wanted to see it return to the target box. It did. Okay, right? So now we have this move over here, and we remain patient to see what we get. But the probabilities of this being a 2 is not that nice. So the other scenario here, which is arguably, of course, the more bearish scenario, but still bullish in the bigger scheme of things, is that we are still in a wave 4 for an impulse to the downside in a bigger flat, A, B, and then a wave C, right? Wave C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave B common target area has been respected over here, taken from the high to the low of A. This is your common target area for B. You want to see an impulse down, common target area for C. Support areas below, the triple bottom first of all. Then we have the gold box between 39.1 and 38.6, and then we go down to the 37s, right? In this scenario, we're looking for a wave 4. Common target area for 4 is the 0.236 to the 0.5 Fibonacci, taken from the end of 2 to the low of 3, right? There's the 618 again, and we just hit the 0.382. The most common area for a 4 is the 382 to the 05. But what's interesting here is that the daily naked point of control, this one can be removed now, is inside this area at 43525. So that is, of course, an area of interest. Hassan, I will answer your question in a second with a 6-step explanation on how to make your own personal trading plan, which I think will be more beneficial for you. So here, common target for 4, 618. We don't want to see the 618 hit, right? Now this 618 is a little bit lower because the fibs are taken from the end of 2 to the low of 3. This 618 is 44.4k. The other 618 that I showed earlier is 44.9. That is the more safer option, right? If you had this 618, it definitely decreases probabilities of 4. The upper 618, invalidation, right? So here we would expect another move down, but that does mean we are still looking for a corrective structure, meaning here we're looking for either an ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially ending diagonal in C. We'll get to that in a second. Or we're looking for a wave Y and then a zigzag, but of course it has to fit the general context, which a WXY is not possible, but we'll get to that in a second again, right? Don't want to jump the gun and talk too much about the stuff I have in my brain but can't actually show on a chart yet. So if price moves up in this scenario, right, A, B, C to the downside, this is too early to call. It's too early. Also KG in the group, in the Bitcoin TA group, also said the same, and I said the same during the videos and the previous live stream. It's too early to call a triangle, but it's nice to at least think about it in case price does move to the upside. We could have a zigzag here, complex zigzag structure in B, zigzag in C, zigzag in D, zigzag in E, right? We're looking for zigzags in all of the structures. What is not so nice is the volume profile of this particular triangle, as preferably volume moves to the downside, which clearly it didn't. But it's not a rule, it's a guideline, the volume. So we can't invalidate a triangle by just looking at the volume. It's mainly the sub-degree waves that are very, very important. It's just interesting, right? Oh yeah. This is where you can see the time as well. Right? Over here, wave 2, 27 times longer than wave 1. This fib time is taken from the low to the high of wave 1, comparing 1 in time with 2 in time. Now you can see it's a very, very long wave 2. Almost hit the 886, just missed out. The 886 would be a rare target for 2. However, on some other charts, the 886 has been taken, and even on one chart, which I think Femex one, the low was taken here. So that is interesting, right? Might increase probabilities again for corrective structures to the upside. Okay. For a wave 4, moving this a bit to the right, I didn't have time to prep for this stream and make things a little nicer. I had a business meeting with my business coach from 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. in Amsterdam. I come back home, price pumps immediately go live. So yeah, that's how we do. So here again, the same impulse to the downside, but now I added some time as well in this particular scenario where we are still inside the 3 and 4 fib time. Fib time taken from the low of 1 to the end of wave 2, comparing 2 in time with 4 in time. This is still perfectly fine, right? 5 and 6, we have to think about other structures, right? A 5 or 6 is not ideal for a wave 4. We don't really like wave 4 to be too long, right? 5 or 6. But now we are between 3 and 4, still okay, no? And we want to eventually see an impulse to the downside. Again, the 382 here has been touched. Locally, we already spoke about it at the beginning. This scenario here, right? Lower probabilities. Wave 4 to the 618 invalidates it pretty much. Increases the probability this is corrective. Increases the probabilities to go back up at a later stage. Price was ranging here. We mentioned the target box. We wanted to see it hit. Hit the target box, rejected. Nice, right? We wait to see what this is because we're not sure. A, C, 1. We got to be patient. Price comes back up and hits the target box. Okay, we're looking for a flat here and then a move to the upside. However, ABC potential, right? Or we look for a diagonal. That's what we're going to talk about now. Drag it to the right a little bit. Uppala. And remove this one. No, we don't. So here, right, A, B, C. Now, of course, what's important in a wave C is that you have a 5-wave structure, not a 3-wave structure, right? Wave C has to be a 5-wave move to the upside. At the moment, this is not a 5-wave structure. So we're going to consider other options as well. A, long B, 27 times longer than A, WXY, finished C. Then we want to see a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, right? Wave C, however, if a diagonal can only be an ending diagonal. If an impulse, we're looking for a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, right? We want to see an impulsive structure. That's okay. The only main rule is that wave 3 cannot be the shortest wave in an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If wave 3 is very small, smaller than 1, we want wave 5 to be even smaller, right? So we continue to observe. This is your most common target area for C. We already hit the common target area for C while having a 3-wave structure, not yet a 5-wave move. So if we're looking for a wave C, we would still be looking for a range and then another move towards the upside to finish wave C. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. No overlap allowed in an impulse. If we start a bigger range, which then is compared to wave 2, and it does overlap with the high of 1, this low or this high here, we have to think about a diagonal. The problem is we can't because we have a flat, and a flat is not allowed in a diagonal structure. So we can now, because of this structure here, we can at the moment not look for a potential diagonal because the probabilities are highest that this move here is a flat ABC. A flat is not allowed in a diagonal, right? Which means we're basically stuck with a 5-wave move to the upside. Even in the bearish scenario, we're looking then for a 5-waver, and of course in the bullish scenario, you're looking for a 5-waver anyway, because you're going to be looking for impulses to the upside, right? But that is when we talk about a wave C. Now, I just came home, opened the door, saw price pumping, said hi to my fiance, jumped behind my PC. She made me a nice cup of coffee, and I didn't have time to look at some other scenarios. So what if? That is basically Elliott waves. It's always the what if, right? A WXY, wave Y, can end with a zigzag, which is a three-wave structure, A, B, C. Can we have a WXY here? Well, if we have a W and then an X and a Y, wave W can only be a zigzag or a flat. Wave Y can be a zigzag, a flat, or a triangle. If wave W is a zigzag, wave Y cannot be a zigzag. It can be a flat, can be a triangle. If wave W is a flat, wave Y can be a flat or a zigzag. Wave X can be anything, right? Can be complex as well, right? So in this scenario, if we have a W to the upside, well, clearly it's not a flat, right? Most common flat is an expanding one. So if we would have a W here, it's a zigzag. And then we need an X and a Y. Well, this can't be the low of X because then Y is a zigzag and you can't have W and Y being a zigzag, which then means X has to finish somewhere here for wave Y to be a flat. But if wave Y is then a flat in an A, B, C, see what we do there? We're again looking for a wave C, which means again 5 waves, not a diagonal because of this corrective structure here. So a WXY would still result in looking for a bit of a 5-wave structure to the upside, right? So that adds probabilities. Then of course we have the ABC, we spoke about that, WXY. Let me have a look. Any crazy triangles? No, we can't have a triangle anymore because the high is taken. So A, B, C, you can't. Wave C took the high of wave A, so we cannot have a triangle here. That increases the probabilities of a WXY and ABC. But even a WXY would end with a wave C in Y, as just explained. If we look for an ABC, we're also looking for a C. Let's have a look at the CVD. Oh, talking about CVD. Another thing that was important here were the bullish CVDs. Bigger one here, but then more locally, this one over here as well, bullish CVD, right, to the upside. So let's see if price can actually hold this box. We don't like to see price ending structures on high volume. So we still want to move and the high being taken at least once more. Else it has wave C potential instead of wave 3 potential, right? We don't like that. Not in this case, if we're looking for a move to the upside. Let's have a little look at what where are we at the moment? Okay, we hit the 1-to-1 as well, which is a target for a zigzag. Usually gives a reaction. How can we put the zigzag? So now we are doing a little bit of live Elliott waves, which means I gotta focus. So I might chat a little bit less because of course it's not all prepared. How can we fit a zigzag in here? If we're looking for a zigzag in this range, either a wave Y or a triangle. Well, triangle doesn't really work here because the high has been taken. W, A, B can't. No. That's very far sought. Like looking for a triangle here. And therefore then A, B, C, D, E, right? That doesn't have high probabilities at the moment because it's way too early to call. And we would just continue the range. So that would make life quite easy if price just continues range. Yeah. So can we make it a zigzag? WXY, we need a 5 waiver, triangle invalidated, or the other one I showed has low probabilities, it's way too early. If we're looking for an A here, B, C in a zigzag, we're still looking for a 5 wave structure up in a wave C. So most of the local scenarios lead to a 5 wave move, interestingly. I'll get to chat in a second. Make sure to answer and reply to your messages. Would be nice to hold this box as well. So probabilities, right, locally, based on what we've done here, just going through the probabilities step by step. Previous stream, we were here, we were looking for price to hit the blue box, or at least have some form of resistance instead of the random high just below the box. We hit the box, we observe the reaction, price moving down. A, C, or 1. Probabilities went higher for a move up when we got back to the box. That is when the probabilities were higher to see a bit of a move to the upside. Now at the moment, based on the analysis here, we're either looking for a zigzag A, B, C, which means that we're still looking for a 5 wave move. Or even if we do a WX and then a Y, which is less likely, but then this wave Y is still a flat, still results in a 5 wave C. We can't have a diagonal here because of the flat. Wow. Holy moly, need to drink my tea. Ta-da. Yeah, so we can't have a diagonal here because we're looking for a flat here, which has the highest probability. Which basically means that locally the highest probability is we're looking for a 5 wave structure, not a diagonal, but an impulsive move where you don't want to see overlap. Once price starts entering a bigger range, you don't want to see overlap with this high. It's no problem to retest the box and now take the high and then continue, right? But once we get a bigger range, we don't want price to dip here again. At least the probabilities would say that's a lower probability. Now with the move to the upside, being a higher probability for then being a 5 wave structure, right? In a 1, 2, and then we look for a wave 3 and eventually a 4 and a 5. We don't yet fully know if we're looking for an A, B, C or a 1, 2, 3. However, based on the probabilities again, mainly the length of this sideways range, the probabilities would generally be higher for this to be a wave B because it's such a long structure, right? If you look for this being a 1, 2, and then a bigger 3, wave 2 is 27 times longer than 1. It's not common, right? It's not common. It's more common for a wave B to be very long compared to A. Still 27 times, still very, very long. So the probabilities would be higher for this to be a corrective low at the moment, meaning that as long as price doesn't hit the 618 at 44.8, 44.9k, the probabilities would be higher to move down still at some time. But we want to see weakness. We take it step by step, right? Probabilities here are higher at the moment for a 5 wave structure. We wait and see what we get. If it really continues pushing and hits 44.9, that is when the probabilities change. But as long as it didn't, then the length of this range would suggest a wave B compared to a wave 2. Yep. Bit too early. The bullish CVDs, by the way, higher low in price, lower low in blue. And zooming out, higher low in price, lower low in both. So now retesting the target box. So yeah, that is basically all I wanted to say about the local range. If you just jumped in, make sure to go more to the beginning of the stream. We're going to continue to observe this for a little bit. before I head off to the gym, answer your questions as well. We spoke about the probabilities locally. We spoke about the 618, 44.9 pretty much, right? This is an important level. Yeah, and preferably we stay above the box, not change market structure. That would be something. There's an order block over here. Okay, let me quickly see what the chatters are doing in Bitcoin TA in Discord. Oh, John is back. Let's see what John did. John is a great counter as well. Holy moly. Okay, that's the bearish scenario where then he's looking for 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so W, X, Y. Oh, he's looking for a double zigzag. So when we have a double zigzag, so that's something that I would not look for because of the rules. We never share those because no one actually cares too much. W, X, and then a wave, Y, A, B, C. Yeah. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, still looking for a move up in 5. Always interesting to look at TA, no? So a double zigzag in a WXY. WXY, right, is a sharp structure. So you have a WXY, which is a sideways move, and we have a WXY, which is a sharp move, so a sharp corrective structure like this. Now currently, of course, this is incredibly sideways. When we talk about a double zigzag, then preferably wave X does not take the low, or does not take low. Preferably wave X doesn't go to the 0.7 Fibonacci, right? Which we did. Because a double zigzag tends to be a very sharp structure against the trend, right? WXY. It's almost like a zigzag, but it's then zigzag in W, X, zigzag in Y. That is, by the way, the exception. You can have a zigzag in W and Y, but it has to be a double zigzag, right? So that is why, for me, at the moment, the probabilities would be higher to look for a 5-wave move instead of a 3-wave move. But this still has higher probabilities to be a wave B or an X, as long as we don't take this high, but we first observe the move to the upside now, which has higher probabilities, of course. Let's see if we can hit the daily naked point of control. So that being said, let me write this in the chat as well. Put the chat on the screen. What's up, everyone? You can see yourself now. Hi, Mom. Elliott Wave analysis at the start. Now chatting. You know what to do. Bump it up with 2 messages, and I can actually pin it, because I can't now because of these damn emotes. YouTube, stop it. Okay, how you guys doing? What's up? Oh yeah, I wanted to answer this question: buy or sell? Thanks, guys. Thanks for the bump. Oh, wait 1 second. Buy or sell? Should you buy or should you sell? It's always a great question, because it gives me the opportunity to explain on what you should do to be a long-term profitable trader, which of course is not going to YouTube and ask for buy or sell. So there's 6 steps, Hassan, that you have to go through to be a long-term profitable trader. Oh, thanks for the reminder, guys. Right? And these are the 6 steps that I have gone through to be a profitable trader myself, developing my personal strategy, which now Diamond in the memberships are trading as well. right? And they are also tracking statistics, and they are doing nicely. So 6 steps to build a profitable trading strategy that you can use for the rest of your trading career. 1. Test all the free tools that TradingView offers or external platforms that are free. Atas, AGGR, CoinAlyze, whatever you like to use. That's number 1. Number 2. This is where most people quit. Track statistics on your favorite tools. So find the tools that you like to use based on your experience, trying them all. Find your favorites. Build statistics on them, right? If price hits this tool, what happens? Statistics. 3, combine your favorite tools and build statistics on the combination. And because you already tracked statistics on these separate individual tools, you can now have entry requirements based on those statistics, right? Number 4, tweak and adjust the combination of tools. Add something, take something out, and see what it does to your data. Does the risk to reward ratio go up? Does the win rate go up or down? Do you better trade in the weekend now or during the day? What session? All that stuff, right? Number 5, start trading your strategy with a low amount of money and work on your trading psychology, which is very important. Just having a strategy does not make you a profitable trader. The profit comes when you work on your mindset, because you can have a very good strategy, but if you can't control your mindset, you're going to be losing, because you're going to revenge trade. You're going to close early. Price is moving towards you, stop loss. Everyone here that trades knows, you've been here, where price is moving to your stop loss, me included. And you're like, yeah, whatever. It's going to hit my stop loss. I better just save myself a couple of bucks, exit early. You click the button, you exit the trade, price turns, moves to your take profit. I've been there, probably you've been there. And then you have fear, greed, confidence, fear of lacking confidence, all those type of psychological stuff, right? You want to work on it? Do not buy Trading in the Zone. Instead, buy this book. By far, The Mental Game of Trading, Jared Tendler, by far the best book on trading psychology. I'm not affiliated. I don't get anything. I don't know the guy, but I'm here to provide value to you guys. This is value in the content. This is, how many pages are we talking? 300 pages of stuff that you have to go through and work on your mindset, because it's a system. Trading in the Zone just tells you what to do, but no one like, yeah, okay, I know what to do. I shouldn't revenge trade. I shouldn't be greedy. I shouldn't have fear of, having my stop loss hit. Fuck, That book gives you a plan. I definitely recommend that, much better than Trading in the Zone, which I also have and also read, by the way. And then the last step, which is number 6, is up your budget. You now have your plan that you started trading with low budget while working your trading psychology. And of course, continue to track statistics. And then we have number 6, of course, which is then up your budget. But don't up your budget when you trade with 1K. Don't immediately go to 10K or 20K or 100K. If you started with 10K, don't go to 100K. If you started with $1 or $100, don't go to 1K, right? Grow your account slowly. Get used to the numbers. I'm pretty sure you don't have to get used to winning, because winning with a bigger portfolio feels very nice. But what you do have to get used to is losing with a bigger portfolio. And that is where mindset and trading psychology comes in. And that is why in step 5, we work on our trading psychology, because the moment we start to up our budget, we can cope with the losses. Coping with the wins is easy, unless you get overconfident. But coping with the losses, that is what's going to be very difficult, because now you're not losing your $1 or your 10 or your 1K, but now you're losing $100, or whatever your portfolio size is. But if you bump it up too quickly, you start losing bigger numbers, and even though your strategy is profitable, you might get scared next time, or enter or you're going to doubt about entering your setup. You're going to close early, and then you're not sticking to the plan anymore. So what I preach and teach in Diamond as well, because I help people there to develop their strat with the steps and in a lot more detail, and Excel files where they can track statistics and all that stuff. What I therefore teach and preach, and I've gone through myself, is build statistics on the tools and build a strategy. It will take time, probably a couple of months, if not more, but it will pay off in the long run. Because if you are here watching and you are likely involved in some way or another, investing, swing trading, scalping, or day trading, in all, whatever you do, you need a certain plan. Now, some plans take a lot more time than others. You can have a trend line plan easy. You can have an investment plan and just have a goal of like, hey, this round number, 50K, that's my exit. That's fine, right? That's also having a plan. But if you want to be a day trader or more actively involved, you need a plan based on data. And the data will give you the confidence to trade day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, right? And you basically trade the same shit, but a different day. And just to show you my statistics, which I think you'll find interesting, 1 second here. I don't know what window this is opening. So I'll show you some of my stuff. I think I can open this one. Yes. Okay, that's number one. I have a couple of Excel sheets, but I will open 2 for you. I have more, but not that one. Where's the other one? This one. Yes. Very nice. Okay, there we go. Cool. Let me start with the other one though, which is this one. So tracking statistics on all sorts of different tools. Step number 1, or actually step number 2. 1 is trying the different tools, and then step number 2 is finding your favorites. But in step number 1, I already started with tracking statistics, right? So what you see here is statistics. Look at the date, right? I have many more files, but I just want to show you this. All sorts of different like stuff, right, going on. And in these boxes we have, I can unfold them, statistics on my target boxes, right, where I have different confluences. Statistics on point of controls, not too much here because I already figured out they were working nicely. We have statistics on previous week levels, right? Statistics on previous month levels. Of course, that's not as condensed because you don't often get previous month levels. What do we have in the Fibonacci folder? Oh, here, statistics on Fibonacci, right? And different things. It takes months to record this stuff, right? All touches tradable balance with Confluence. VWAP, right? Checking what the VWAP does in Confluence with other stuff. Forward testing. SFPs. Oh, here. Data about swing failure patterns, right? This is older data. CVD is in here as well. I mean, look at the numbers, right? Months and months of collecting data on individual tools. It will take you a lot of time, but you will have a very nice strategy, which then brings me to this number 2. Now, I have developed my strategy that I already, so the strat that I use, I already have for a while, right? So I'm only tweaking and adjusting. And I had one version of the strat from November 22 to July. So I track all the setups during my daytime, not the night, because I can't trade in the night. So I didn't check that. So from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Wins, losses, break evens. I might not trade every setup because sometimes I'm in a theme park, I'm in the cinema, I'm having dinner, I'm in an airplane. You can't trade every setup. But I know that if I miss a setup, there's going to be a next one. So, whatever, right? But I do track every setup because for the data, it is important to track statistics, no? So you can just see a couple of things that I like to keep an eye on with the old version of the strat, right? I tweaked it in August, September, October, in October together with Diamond as well. So yeah, session, some fibs, the days, trading with against the trend, RR against and with the trend, right? Duration of the trade, if it's a winner, the entry time during the day, time for winning trades to form, time for losing trades to form, and more. You get what I mean? So, data. Now, I know it helped me a lot to collect data. Discord only content. This channel, here's the video. One of the first I ever made. Track statistics to counter emotions. My biggest issue by far as a trader, well, in the beginning I was a big noob, was psychology. Psychology was, for me, most difficult, by far. Was very difficult for me to control. But then I noticed that if I track statistics, it calms me down because I can trade based on data instead of intuition, instead of interpretation, instead of something subjective. I needed data to, like, hard, real data that gives me probabilities of my plan. And based on, so I'm a data trader. I need the data to calm down my psychology and just trade the data day in and day out, right? So it really helps with psychology as well, which is why we first collect data in the 6 steps. We first collect the data and then we work on trading psychology and then we trade, right? So the steps in a nutshell, just to finalize this part, is 1, try as many free tools as you can. 2, find your favorite ones, build statistics. 3, combine them, build statistics. 4, tweak and adjust, build more statistics, right? 5, start trading with low budget and then work on your trading psychology. And 6, up the budget slowly so you can get used to the losses. Can you send the Excel sheet? No. Only in Diamond, but not, it's not public. So in Diamond, they can use that to track their own statistics. But of course, you can imagine the work that's involved with everything. So it's it's a lot of work, of course. Now we don't really see too much continuation yet. Keeping an eye on the chart, of course, as well. Bit of now we continue to observe. If we are looking though for a 5-wave structure, we don't want to hit this 618 here. Unless there's a double 1-2 going on, but preferably we don't see that. Still looks very wave 4-ish, so the probabilities of this low being corrective are still higher. But this move becoming a 5-wave structure also has higher probabilities. So that daily naked point of control for me is a very important level here because it's bang in the middle of the wave 4 most common target. We hit the 382, but the daily naked point of control, oh boy, it's a big level for the wave 4 here. So yeah, if you haven't seen the probabilities, by the way, you just jumped in, just locally probabilities are higher for a 5-wave structure here. Keeping an eye on the daily naked point of control. Of course, we don't want to see a dip all the way down, but generally the probabilities of this range is still a wave 4 unless price hits this level here at 44.9k. It invalidates a wave 4 because that's the 618. But because this range here is so incredibly long compared to a 1 here, if we look for a 1, 2, and then a 3, because this range is 27 times longer than wave 1, it lowers the probabilities this is a 2. Increases the probabilities it's a wave B or a wave X. Increasing the probabilities this move up is a C or a Y. Now, based on the analysis, we would expect a 5-wave move, and we continue to observe. But of course, it does increase the probabilities if this is a B or Y that we eventually look for the lows to be taken, unless price hits the 618 first. That's that. So, okay. Let's see what you guys are up to. Let me quickly have a look before I go to the gym later. Ooh. So yeah, that is basically, Hassan, the answer to your question, buy or sell. Yeah, so I only stick with Bitcoin at the moment. I will do a very, very big altcoin stream, 5 hours, maybe even 6, full of altcoin stuff. We're gonna do a voting, get the altcoins out, and then for many hours, I'll just go through altcoin chart, the next, which will be very interesting. And so that one's coming up. I will write a community post about it, and we'll mention it in a live stream before the actual altcoin live stream as well. But of course, on the channel, I'm focused on Bitcoin, and with the stuff happening now, it's interesting to keep an eye on Bitcoin. Yeah. Just want to hear what your thoughts are. Could just be a quick stop hundo. Yeah, I mean, we just took the highs now as well here, right? So we continue to observe what price wants to do. Daily naked point of control is glooming. Alt stream, yep, coming up. Dawa, what's up? Goedenavond. We went through that. Botti, how you doing? Yep, one more low, tapping the weekly FEG, and almost equal low. The weekly FEG is like 34K, no? Like 34 to 30. That is a possibility if we take this low first before the high, but it very much depends on the retracement you get to the upside if you can reach these lows, because that would be a bigger retracement, of course. So not yet thinking about it, because in that case, right, you're thinking about a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? When 5 is in, you get a retracement, but this retracement, we can have an A, B, C, and you continue up for 5, or this move can become a wave A or a wave 1. If it's a wave 1 or a wave A, then arguably you can reach that weekly FEG at 34 to 30, yes. But that depends on the retracement to the upside, which of course we don't yet have. We don't even have the move to the downside yet. What's up, Tomsy? Completed B, 45.5. 45.5. Oh, so you already have a finished A then. Is then your A must be truncated fifth, I suppose. Unless this is your A, you look now for B and then a wave C, with this being your A here. And this is already, so your low is already in basically. I was looking for a B as well. Yeah. It's great to see you work live. Thanks, George. Yeah, hopefully it teaches you, I don't know, maybe a thing or two. Of course, usually I already have my scenarios prepped, so you don't really see me doing things live. But of course, when I'm live, I can engage and talk about what I see and what I'm looking for. When I do, so what I did earlier, when we were looking at this range with the WXY and a potential triangle, that is how I work in the morning as well. I just quickly tick off the boxes of like the different scenarios, right? And then I see, oh, it doesn't work. Oh, this might work. Oh, this doesn't work. Oh, this might work. So so the bearish CVD on blue has now played out. Right, so we got that done. Oh wait, no bearish. No, there was no bearish CVD. It was close, but no lower high. Oh, there was actually, with the candle here. We're now still at the box, the white box. What are you thinking? Oh, well, of course, that happened in the analysis just now. Can you explain how you mark out your CVD? Yes. oh wait, the CVD this is the CVD. What I put on the chart is manually put on the chart. So this is AGGR. For me, CVD is by far the best indicator you can use. I always say it at the end of my videos. And you can go to my channel, and I have a CVD video, but if you just want something quick, go to Discord, link in the description, one pager. Here's your CVD one pager, link to the video as well. You can go to the link, aggr.trade, charts.aggr.trade, and the template, my template, you can download here as well. So yeah, and then of course the video on YouTube if you want it. And I still have that itch in my throat. And then yeah, there's the video on YouTube as well. So doesn't look too strong, no? A little bit of a liquidity grab. Volume left the chart, I know, right? What's up, Dasa Gaming? How you doing, man? Caught along on the 618 retrace, 42.150. Good job. Got out at the 1-to-1. Smart. You basically got out at the local high here. WXY, not on YouTube. In gold, of course, I have a whole Elliott Wave course. But at WXY, I pretty much explained the WXY just now. W, zigzag flat, X, anything, Y, zigzag flat, or triangle. Wave W is a zigzag, wave Y can be a zigzag. The other possibilities are allowed. Wave Y common target is the 618 to the 1.236, most commonly between the 1 and the 1.236. Less common target is the 1.618. Yeah. That's pretty much all you have to know about the WXY. Wave X can also move above or below the high or low of wave W. Time-wise, W and Y tend to be related between the 0.618 and the 1.618. So, yeah. What if we hit the 618 of wave 3 and the little leg up? What if we hit the 618 of wave 3 in the little leg up? Oh, there's no strength. Interesting, interesting. This might be an ABC of some sort. I don't like to call this a WXY though, so I would count it differently if that is the case. But we're just still retesting here. What if we hit this? What? Oh, if we hit the 618, which is up here, it invalidates a wave 4 in a more bearish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the moment, probabilities are still higher to look for the double bottom when we zoom out, right? Because the probabilities is higher, this is a B or an X. So we're moving up, but the probabilities at the moment are higher. The move up is corrective compared to impulsive. But if we hit the 618, it invalidates the 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't have 4 going to the 618. Lowers the, kind of invalidates wave 4. Hi mom, I know. What's up? Robot Alberto, do you feel bullish today? I always feel neutral. It's Elliott waves and the probabilities that I trade, but I try to keep my emotions and my feelings very neutral. Kind of already answered this with the altcoin video live stream we do. I think they are running up the price to sell into the ETFs. Potentially from a fundamental point of view, there is potential. What I still would like to see, this is like to see, not must see, not Elliott Wave related, is price going above 50. It's a psychological number. Just get it to 52, 53, 54, not Elliott Waves related, right? This is just what I would love to see from a market maker's perspective, I suppose, is move price up there to create more liquidity, more greed, just people buying. They look for all-time highs. People are going to shout 100K and then drag it down to like mid-30s or low 30s or something. That would be an ideal scenario for me. But first, we're stuck here. So, I mean, Ketjar, how you doing? Welcome. Put the marker below wave 1. There lands wave B soon. Yeah, you're talking about 15, like 10K, Yannick. Bull CVD, yeah, we had some bull CVD indeed. I don't have 10K. Yeah, but whatever the amount, right? Regarding building a plan. Order blocks. How many concept theory do you use when trading? and I feel like it can get too complicated. Yeah, like the thing is, you can watch so many videos about so many tools, but you gotta find your favorites. So I have a couple of favorites that you see in all my videos, right? So I like volume levels pretty much. When we talk about horizontals, and of course Fibonacci, but also just horizontals, volume levels. And yeah, you need to find your niche. Like, what do you like? Do you like order flow more, or the DOM? Do you like volume levels? Are you more of a Fibonacci kind of guy? Maybe both. Order blocks, kind of depends. But I use a mix of knowledge in my trading. Yes. Any analysis on OP? No altcoins at the moment. What's up, Abus Nisok? Rewatch morning stream, find a lot of potential content for sure. Starting today, finishing tomorrow. Take it easy, my man, my friend. Abusni Sok wrote me a message. By the way, I am a big fan of proactivity, because that is how business works usually. So my man here is a how can I say that? Actually, you're a content creator, but you're a video editor, and he makes shorts about stuff. So he wrote me a message. He's like, yo, yeah, you've uploaded shorts in the past. Could I maybe, make some shorts, and we can see how things progress? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, show me something, and yeah, you might actually work on some shorts for the channel in the future. So, and I love the proactivity. So I look forward to it, Abusni. Take it easy, my friend. No hurry. You are showing gold with the statistics. Wait, would? Yeah. The statistics so important, man. Whoa, indeed, with the stats. You look very well for a trader, man. Thanks. Thanks, Mateus Coutinho Marim. I appreciate that. I'm not a model. I have to disappoint. I'm just a regular guy that does sports, and that's it. I was born with the right genes, I suppose, if you say so. But I consider myself just a normal Dutch guy. You also look beautiful. Screenshot. Or the picture. 7K subs giveaway. Can't wait. Kenny already trying to get something going here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in C. Well, if we're looking for a C, then of course preferably you have one more move up. But we now went below the box, which of course is not ideal here. So it doesn't look too strong. The daily naked point of control would be a more interesting level. I'm not really interested in a diagonal, but now price moves down and hit a high of 1. So unless this is a lower degree corrective structure and not yet a 4 of the same degree, that would be okay. But we don't want this to be the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 5. If this is 4, it has overlap with 1. But a diagonal is not possible because of the flat. So then we have to call it an ABC. So, yeah, remaining patient. No. What do you think of Bitcoin? Are we going down or up? What's up, Liam? Well, yeah, I mean, probabilities explained in the analysis earlier, and of course just now. I think after you joined, I kind of repeated it. So, locally, we would generally be looking now for a 5 waver to the daily naked point of control would be nice, but overall probabilities are higher to take the low because of the size of this range. It's a very, very long range for a wave 2, which is less common for 2, more common for B or X, increasing the probabilities that this low is a corrective low in a B or X and not a wave 2. So it's a B or X, not a 2, probability wise, which would increase the probabilities. The move up is a C or a Y. But for this to be a wave Y zigzag, wave W has to be a flat. But of course it's a bit of a problem to count a flat here because we don't have one. So therefore it increases the probabilities of a zigzag up, A, B, C zigzag, or W, X, and then a flat in Y, which also results in a 5-wave move anyway, because of C in a flat in Y. So, yeah. Controlling the emotions I find most difficult, even when sure of the data. Yeah, it takes time, right? It's definitely, it takes time. Lots of practice. And eventually also it helps if you just stick to it. You know, they're like, oh, I see a setup, take it, go away, you know, leave it, close whatever. I have a very strict risk management plan as well, with when I put my stop loss break even, I put an alarm, I just leave it. And if my alarm goes off, I put it at break even. Already answered this. Yeah. Thanks, Khalid. Dawa, based on your statistics, can I assume that you are better at shorts? Thursday and Sunday are statistically more down days. I don't know if days are up or down. I just trade whatever I get. Up or down, both work with the strat. Yeah. So also depends on the market, right? Bear market, bull market, range market. So for me, it works in all scenarios. Yeah. Effect, what's up? Effect, by the way, again, he's a Trackmania guy. I used to be a professional Trackmania player. Effect is also from the community. Great job claiming the data for. I remember a long time ago you used to share your trades publicly, so I was not sure whether you were still actively trading. Yeah, the good old days. I don't even know anymore what I was trading exactly in the past. At that time, I don't even know how long ago that is. But yep, still actively trading, my friend. And good to see you around as well. I appreciate you. What's up, Barbie? What do you think for a flat at the top, Kunstmaster? A flat at the top. Well, we could have a flat, but then we want to, of course, see one more low here. For a bigger A, B, C. Move towards 40 to 39K, maybe 38, and then you move back up. So then the flat is wave 4, right? I by the way, for people just jumping in, this is more in detail explained in the beginning of the stream, right? A, B, C, right? C, of course, is 5 ways, not 3 ways. But yeah, that's definitely a possibility, Barbie. Absolutely, absolutely, good idea. Good scenario to think about. Atman, have a good day. Have a good day as well. It's already evening here. Time flies. Hey, also thanks for being so active, sharing your Elliott Wave thoughts. How do you keep up day by day? Like, because of you guys, it's the feedback. Also, thanks to the feedback, the content improves. Because I love getting feedback, and if people have ideas, I write them down, and I might implement it in the future as well. But yeah, I mean, in the beginning, of course, feedback is low because you get 1 sub and then maybe 2 subs and 5 subs and then 1 sub. But then, people start commenting, and I'm not doing it for the numbers. You know what I mean? I got questions in Discord to share some stuff, and I got annoyed on YouTube because there are a few channels that at least respect the rules, but most channels don't. And I got pissed off watching the videos. So I was like, I'm going to start my own channel, providing as much info as I can, but educating while also providing the scenarios, and then have probabilities at the end, which only I added later because of feedback, where I stick to the rules, as you probably know, but just by watching. I explain the why behind a scenario, which I hopefully teaches people something if they're interested. And then I have the probabilities at the end of my videos. So people know, like, okay, based on the analysis in the video, the probabilities are this for the Elliott Wave scenarios. And hopefully they get an idea of how it all comes together, So yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy making the videos. So thanks everyone for watching them, because else I would be making them for myself, which is no problem. But hey, it's nice to interact, no? Mighty stocks, Bitcoin, TP. That depends on your plan, no? Do you think the technicals would be applicable to alts as there's not enough data? Do you mean with my strategy? If you do talk about my strategy, the diamonds are trading my strategy all the time on alts. Let me actually show. So 1 second. I'll get some statistics up. This is from Jarvis. So we have a statistics channel in Discord, and that's where he shares stats. How can I open this? Copy link, open link. I guess I have to open the link. Yeah, okay, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. It just, you know, so I only traded Bitcoin. I still do, by the way. But they, like in the group, they really like to go for the alts as well, and they test what alts work best and what alts are not working best, and then they track their own statistics, trading the strat. And yeah, they, you know, those are some of the statistics of Jarvis trading my strategy on the alts. And what's nice as well is that besides them just trading, they also trade statistics on different things. So now it's not just me tracking statistics about the strategy, but we're like with many people tracking the statistics and sharing and improving, and, you know, makes everyone better, which is what I like to see. I love the community aspect. Go away, let BTC free. 40k weekly FVG. Oh, I see. I see at 40k. Oh, there's another one. I see what you did there. Yeah, 40k. Yeah, it's interesting. 39, 40k, good support. Yeah, I know, right? Gotta go. Still have a workout to do. 39, 4k to complete the 5 waves, then up to 51.7. Yes, that would be the flat scenario. Anita, get them gains. I know, right? Almost at the bottom. Any prediction for price increase? What's up, Locksky? So depends on what time frame you're talking about, I suppose. With, you know, the analysis is at the beginning. So probabilities wise, at the moment, high probability for a 5 wave. We're looking for the daily naked point control and see what happens if we get there. We don't really want to lose and move down here. But generally, probabilities are at the moment higher. This is a corrective wave 4 structure to then take the double bottom, unless price hits the 618 at 44.8. That's when probabilities turn around and we're going to look towards the upside. What's up, Sarthak Agarwal? Yeah, I saw your email, but so I had the business meeting, or the meeting with my business coach in Amsterdam. I didn't have time to go through my email, and so sorry, I haven't replied. I still have a couple of emails. I'll probably check my agenda here. Tomorrow morning, that's, I think, going to be the day, or the morning again, where I go through the remainder of my emails. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to go through all the emails. I already went through some emails this morning. I just found your channel. Could you also look for daily and weekly time frames? Yeah, if you are on my channel, Umut, welcome, by the way. Go to the playlist on YouTube, which is called Macro and High Time Frame Elliott Waves, Elliott Wave Scenarios, which is also cycle. So I analyzed the monthly chart from the very beginning of Bitcoin, that is, weekly, macro, basically 2018-19 to now, and then the high time frame is the daily chart. So that's what you're looking for. So I do, but I only upload that once a day because, you know, it changes very slowly. Is it okay to hit the 0.618 in an ending diagonal wave C? So in an ending diagonal, right, for a wave C, the 618 is a wave 2 target, right? So over here, wave C, in a contracting ending diagonal at least, right? We're looking for a wave 2, common target, golden pocket 786. For a wave 4 in a contracting diagonal, we are not really looking for the golden pocket. 382 and 05 is most common. Golden pocket is a little less common. So that is, so yes, you could have a 618 touch, but then preferably for a wave 2. Does this small wave 1 currently possible happening? And does this small wave 1 currently possible happening and before the small consolidation? I don't really know what the wave 1 is. You mean a wave 1 here? To the upside, maybe? Not exactly sure which does this small wave 1, because this, 1, if you're looking for an impulse, 1, 2, 3, or you talk in the box. Of course, in the box you could have another smaller wave 1, but it's going to be 3-minute stuff, which is not really what I tend to go to. BTC price will rise or fall now. That is a accurate analysis. What do you think about a bigger ABC from 48.9 down? That has potential, yes, but then we have to take this low first for the first wave A, 5-wave structure. That's what I would be looking for. So take this low here, and then probabilities increase for a 5-wave move to the downside, which then can be a potential A, yes. When did you get into trading? Do you still play Trackmania? I follow a lot of Trackmania. I watch the videos. I used to live stream it. Some mates of me are still streaming and making content, so I follow them. Don't really actively play it anymore, but I keep up with the scene. When did I get into trading? The first trade I ever put on was January 2021, before COVID hit. Because I have my own business, also before trading, I already had my own business. I had a lot of freedom during the COVID years, and I just relentlessly studied everything trading. So, progress went quick. Well, I should say progress was very slow at the beginning and accelerated in, after 2.5 years. January 9th. Oh, you talk about an ABC, creating a double bottom here. A, B, 5-wave move down in C. Still has potential, but look, it would lead to the same result. So that's the thing, unless your 4 is already in, of course. But that's the question. It depends on, we first want to see price hit the 618. If you already want the low here to be in, you need to count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. 1, 2. The reason my 2 is here, by the way, is you can't really count this as a diagonal. It doesn't follow the diagonal rule. So it's higher probability this is corrective in a WXY. So then 2, 3, 4, 5. Finished. I currently have a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, but if price does move to the upside or becomes too long for a wave 4, that is when we will potentially look into that scenario you mentioned right now, yes. Correct. But what about showing your past trades? Well, I think in this industry, people are always very interested in what others do. And also in the Discord group, I always remove, people already know as well, they don't share it anymore. But I always remove people sharing their win percentage pictures because no one cares about your winner or your loser. What you should care about is your own wins and your own losses. So I'm recording my statistics. I know I have a winning strategy. I know my trades, I know my setups. But everything I do with regards to my personal trades is something I keep strictly private because in the end, it's no one's business, right? So always with like in Diamond, I do. In Diamond, I'm very open, We have, but I don't, we talk about the setups and we trade the setups, but I don't trade or I don't show portfolio sizes, gains, losses, we just talk about the setup and the strategy. And that is what I want. I want to create a community that doesn't give a fuck about what you do. If you win or lost, that's your problem. I want to create more of a community that is about we are here trying to develop ourselves together. And I can show past trades and I can show, I have a whole folder here, which is called tracking statistics, right? That folder is full of stuff. Yeah, wait. I can't open it, but it's full of stuff here. Look, just have a look. long, short. Like I can scroll. There's many in here, also for statistics purposes. But you know, who cares? Because I know the strat is profitable. Diamond knows the strat is profitable. They're trading it. They track their own statistics. It doesn't help anyone. What I then prefer to do, because it is a good question, Happy Days, and thanks also for asking it. What I then prefer to do is just teach people on creating a strategy and risk management, because that is something that you can use. No one will get better in their trading by looking at my past trades or my future trades or my current trades or my current X amount of position. So everyone on YouTube showing their big multi-million position, you know, if I have that as well, then who would care? Is that important? Does it help you, right? If we look at some moon boy talking about their position, do I get better watching his trade be a winner? Probably not. But what they do use it for is to then sell whatever they want to do, right? It gets the clicks. But I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in providing value. And the people that are here on the channel and they look at the channel and content and they're like, yeah, you know, this stuff is valuable to me. A level-headed guy, not a guy with thumbnails with his mouth wide open, breaking his jaw, saying that Bitcoin goes to 500K next, showing multi-million-dollar positions on videos. Even if I have them, it's not important because it doesn't help you. It doesn't make you a better trader. It doesn't make you a worse trader. And I don't have to prove myself. And finally, in Diamond, they're trading my strategy with success. So I have enough proof out there. It's the whole Diamond group is proof. So yeah, you know, and based on the statistics, many people can quite easily calculate what potential sizes I'm trading with. But you know, it's not. It doesn't help anyone. So that is also why in the group, I don't allow people sharing the win percentage stuff because it doesn't help anyone. Like I actually wrote a message about it once. If you would post something like this in the group, the only thing you're looking for is a compliment or something. That's what you're looking for. You're not adding anything to someone else's life. I wrote this message already a while ago in June. So I said, usually only one shares a winning trade to get compliments or feel good or whatever excites them that they want to share it. Rarely is someone asking like, yo, dude, share your profit screenshot. I need it in my life. So in countless groups, I've seen in many groups, it has an effect on people's trading as well, because if people start to show their screenshots, you know, it has an effect on especially newer traders that just join and take trades. So it doesn't matter what I trade or someone else takes or someone else. We all have different plans and strategies. We trade our own setups and go along with it, trying to improve ourselves. And improving ourselves is the goal of the group. It's education, trying to learn from one another. But learning from one another is not done by just sharing wins or positions. It's done by sharing TA and sharing the why. That is what I care about. And that is a value that I will carry with me throughout the whole channel. So it's a great question. So of course, happy days. Don't feel this is not personal, right? This is just a general thing, because I get the question more often, which of course is okay. I will get it more often, but yeah, it won't make anyone's life better. A subwave 1-2 of an impulse needs to be an impulse as well. The two ones have to be an impulse, and the two twos have to be corrective structures. They don't have to be the same, but usually they are the same. Yes, and then often difficult to identify a 1-2. Yes, bless you. Often difficult to identify a 1-2 setup of an impulse. Yes, that's true. So you mainly want to look at what I would use is CVD divergences. You want to see a bit of a grind to the upside for like a double or triple 1-2. The preferred scenario, best case, is you get a bit of a diagonal. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, each 1-2 being a little bit shorter and you know in time and price than the previous. Bullish CVD building as well, and then the push. Right? That's the ideal scenario, but rarely is price as nice. But yeah, you are correct. So it's difficult to identify, but that's where CVD also helps. What's your opinion on the More Crypto Online? Why should update? Compare the content for a second opinion. I mean, I generally love other Elliott Wave analysts because we're in the same niche, and I love Elliott Waves. So automatically, I'm a big fan. I think More Crypto Online is a great inspiration on how to build a YouTube channel. Man, that guy is dedicated with like 100 videos a day. I have no idea about 100 different coins. No idea how he does it, but big respect. The only problem that I had with the content, which is it is a reason why I made my channel, is that very often he doesn't stick to the Elliott Wave rules anymore. And I think it's a bit of a quality versus quantity story where he puts out so much content that the quality goes down. However, he is an amazing guy working on that channel. Like it's incredible, and he's a big inspiration for how, you know, where I would even would like to go. Like, look at how he's doing. I wouldn't put all the altcoins and stuff on the same channel, and I'm focused on Bitcoin, but how he grew the channel is very inspiring. However, the Elliott Wave theory in the videos is something I can't watch because very often it's not according to the rules, which makes it very difficult for me, knowing the rules, to watch. People that are not too familiar with Elliott Wave rules will just say yes or no, right? Because they don't know. But as someone that has been practicing Elliott Waves for many years, the rules for me are very important. And the moment rules are not being very respected, it annoys me. So that is another reason why I made the channel as well. And it's nothing against him, because again, he's an amazing guy and I would love to chat to him as well. Like, what he is doing with his channel is insane, right? Insane. And how he manages the community with everyone who's working for him and whatnot. Like, it's incredible. It's just that the Elliott Wave theory is not on the level that I would like to see. And that's another reason why I also made my channel, because there's more channels on YouTube. Some are good, by the way, that I still follow. But there's many channels that don't respect the rules, which is a pity. But people don't know. So hopefully that's also why here on the channel I pay so much attention to the rules. That's why in all the videos I talk about common and rare retracement targets. I talk about probabilities. I talk about, you know, just more than just this box, that box. I try to keep my content very structured, showing different scenario, you know, going in and out instead of 5 lines and boxes and everywhere. Just to make sure people can follow me and hopefully learn more about how Elliott Wave works. That's why I always talk about, hey, you pull this fib from this high to this low. This trend-based fib extension is from there to there. This fib time is from there to there to there. Because I hope that people maybe copy it on their chart and they slowly learn how to use Elliott Waves. And by getting more information and by learning more, and of course also the sources in the description, I have 2 sources that are free under the education part in the comment section. I have 2 sources there. You can just visit them. And hopefully by people learning more, they can identify what channels actually stick to the rules and which ones may not. But it doesn't change the fact that, like More Crypto Online, his channel, as in a business basically, is incredibly well built. And at the right moment, because he took the previous bull market as well. So yeah, that is my opinion. Yeah, I would love to chat to him one day, or meet him. You know, have a coffee, because I think he's an amazing dude, and so are others. You know, so yeah, I also think that in the industry, everyone has their style, everyone does their thing, and that's okay. Everyone has their own strategy. And I am impressed by any other channel. So yeah, they should be proud on what they have built. Have you played Elden Ring? No, but I followed the whole story by watching the content of Lyric. So I followed it from the start till the end. Science behind point of controls. Why does price can turn around at the POC? It's because the point of control is the highest amount of volume traded in the area that you select. So if we would trade, like select this area here, the highest amount of volume inside this range is traded at the red line. And that is the point of control. So it's the most volume traded in a certain amount of time, whatever you select. You attract good people, bro, so the community is solid. That's hopefully what happens, yeah. So far, Discord is amazing, right? Like, I'm so proud on how everyone shares knowledge, helps each other. I don't know. That's not up to me. That's up to you. I can't control it, but I'm very happy how everyone is working together. Cool. BTC reaching 47k plus if it turns out to be a wave B. If we take the 618 here, right? If we move up to the 618, probabilities increase for the 47. Yes. Of course, we have to pass the daily naked point of control and the white box here as well. So that's when probabilities really change. What's up, Tov? Hey, will Bitcoin touch 44.5? Still looking at it. Yes, still looking at it. I paused Netflix for this. Nick, what's up, man? Yeah, better than Netflix? No. That's a compliment. Any sense to use Elliott Waves for the 5 minutes? You can. Absolutely. John, for example, is trading the 5 minutes. He's providing Elliott Waves in Discord all the time as well. He has 1 minute, 3, 5. But make sure you have a good understanding of Elliott Waves because the scenarios change very quickly. So, and it's good to know the higher time frame scenarios as well. So you can trade with the trend on a 1 hour, let's say, when you want to trade with the 5 minute helps. My wife was watching. You mean watching Netflix or watching YouTube? Is this a wave too long? Not yet. 27 times longer than... No. So if we look for a 1, 2, 3, then this wave 2 is 27 times longer than your wave 1 in time. This wave 2 with this wave 4 is still perfectly fine. That is, where is it? This scenario here. We're now between the 3 and the 4 fib time, which is cool. We don't really like to see wave 4s going to the 5 and the 6. The 5 is the 16th of Jan, so tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Central European time. Let me remove that. Is it a good option to stop my short at 42,600? That depends on your personal trading plan and strategy, I suppose. Live again, yeah. We got some action on the chart, and I thought it was interesting to go live. I also just came home at like 7:15 from my meeting with the business coach, and I saw price was moving, and I do know that people like if I go live when there's something happening. So based on feedback. So that's why I went live instead of creating a video to talk about the price action and answer some questions and stuff. We have a possible power of 3 in the 15-minute. Well, the power of 3 would mean that you have a range, no? And then you get a dip. And then you get the move. So this arguably is still the range for a power of 3, unless what you're talking about. Oh wait, I see what you mean. If you would minimize this like this, probably this is what you mean, I guess. That would be a smaller power of 3, I suppose. You then have this here, this here. I prefer to include the low, like the low here, but yeah, and then of course you want to see this. I don't personally trade anything related to the power of 3, but yeah, I know the theory behind it. What is it? Like the guys, they call it like accumulation manipulation distribution or something like this. Short setup, question mark, depends on your plan and strategy. If that's your plan, you should take it. Earlier in the stream, I also spoke about the 6 important steps you need to take to develop a plan. I don't care about other people wins and loss. I ask you about the past trades to see how your analysis works in real trading. Go to Diamond. You'll see it in real trading all the time. So yeah, that's it. My analysis works in real trading, as in Diamond we do this all the time. So if you want to know something, then that is the main place to be. So in real trading, this is my process. In the morning, I prepare, I make a setup updates video for Diamond to talk about what I look for during the day. I set my alarms, and I can leave the chart if I want to. The moment an alarm goes off, I check my rules, which is here. I like to use folders, paper. So I get my paper thing out. I check my entry requirements, not the rules, but the entry requirements, which are 7. I have 7 entry requirements. I tick the boxes. And if I can check all the boxes, then the moment I can enter, I enter. I know where my stop loss is. I know my most profitable take profit, which is a 1 to 3. I know when to put my stop loss break even. I set my alarm at the stop loss break even. I set another alarm close to the stop loss. Yeah, then that's it. And then I just wait for price to hit an alarm. If I can put my stop loss break even, I do. And then either it hits TP or it doesn't. But I will never close early and I never close late. Based on data, 1 to 3 RR is the most profitable. So I trade a 1 to 3 RR. So yeah, that is my process. So that is how my analysis works. And of course, if you want to know all about my actual analysis for entries, which is my personal developed trading plan, I mean, that's what we do in Diamond. I can't just put it out there. It's literally years and years of developing the plan. If you were here earlier, you saw the data. I mean, yeah, you can't just put it out there like, ta-da, you know, this is my analysis and this is how I enter. It's basically just, that's the strategy, you know. So yeah. So it's yeah, that's of course that's basically it. Yeah, this robot. And of course, what I mentioned earlier about the trades and that's not personal, but it was a nice hook to talk about it. Yeah, seeing and learning. I mean, real life trading. That's the thing. If you build your own plan and strategy as well, of course, no one really cares about the trades of someone else. But if people want to know more about my way of trading, or you know, the Excel sheets that I use to collect statistics, and yeah, that's where Diamond is for, I suppose. You are so right. Yeah, but so this is what I saw in other groups, and based on my experience, that's why I don't like it in my group. Especially newer people FOMO in because they see the screenshots. They don't know the plan of someone else that shares it. They don't know if they entered with 1 cent, just trying to snipe the low or the high to get a nice screenshot, because the screenshot doesn't say if you entered with 100 million or with $1. Yeah, you can try to catch the low with $1, get your nice screenshot with 100x leverage, 200x leverage nowadays, and share it online and be like, oh, look, you know, I got a 1500% win. Yeah, nice. You know, you just got yourself $5. You know what I mean? So do you think Elliott Wave count is based on bias or objectivity? Objectively correct. For me, it's objective. So I always, in every video, talk about both bullish and bearish scenarios. I completely took away emotions with trading, because I have my strategy and I can trade my strategy both ways. So for me, it doesn't matter if price goes up or down. As long as my boxes are ticked, I enter. So I have a complete neutral perspective, and therefore the analysis I do is always objective. Of course, you need a certain amount of skill to turn around subjectivity with objective, objective behavior. Because at the beginning, if you are new to Elliott waves, your skill is low, so the subjectivity is very high. You don't really know yet like what's happening, and it's difficult to assess probabilities. But the more you learn, the less subjective it becomes. You can never leave it out because it's still human analysis. But once your skill goes up, the subjectivity goes down, and it that helps. But objective, yeah, I'm always in all the videos 100% objective. It's just whatever Elliott wave shows, that is the highest probabilities based on my analysis. And if people are happy with the level that I have as an Elliott waver, which I suppose is higher than the average, else people probably wouldn't stick around. But that's up to you to say. But that's when sharing probabilities get value as well, because you know what you talk about. So it's a good question. At the beginning, when you're new, probably a bit more biased, but once you get better, and depends on your plan. But in my case, it doesn't matter if price is going up or down. What matters is my plan that is based on other requirements besides Elliott wave stuff, which helps me to be completely objective in my content. If you can backtest with us, so you can make a trade. And I mean, look, we can do a live stream sometime. So now we yes. I like. Wait, let me write this down. This is actually interesting. Wait. This is interesting. Happy days. Happy days. Backtest with YouTube. Yeah, that's a fun thing to do during a live stream. But then not backtest. So I won't backtest my strategy. But what we can do is like, we can just backtest something. We just pick something and we just backtest it to show a little bit how to create statistics. That can be a fun thing, just to show people a little bit. Yeah, to see how it works. Yeah. So I mean, in a nutshell, of course, if you would like, for example, this is very, very easy, right? Very short. If you pull some fibs from a low to a high, I mean, if you don't know Elliott waves, you'll probably put it there, right? And you'll be like, okay, where does price most commonly turn around? And you're just gonna keep pulling fibs from the low to the high, from the low to the high, or of course from a high to a low on a certain time frame. And you just record data like, oh, it turns around on the 302, turns around on the 05, on the golden pocket 76, and you just get a bunch of data. That is, of course, the easy explanation. But yeah, that could definitely be interesting. Usually big drops get retraced near the start of the move down. Oh, here. Yes. Almost hit the 886, but it just missed out. So that's a good thing. Are in trade. That's the same. The same answer would be creating a plan and a strategy. Work on yourself mainly. Showing your wins only feeds your ego, which can ruin your trading psychology. Yeah, and that's another thing. Look, in Diamond, we are trading in Diamond. We know the plan. People, of course, like we all know when if people trade my strat, if they develop their own strat, that's nice to see, because the best thing you can do is create your own. But of course, we know when we win or lose, but we know that over many trades we're profitable, so we just trade statistics. But I think it just helps to keep things for yourself as well, especially in this industry where moon boys tend to share all this stuff, but they're moon boys for a reason, right? It's the clicks, it's the affiliate links, and I love the videos where they talk about the analysis. There's like this video where they basically talk about the moon boys, but then, oh look, this is where they said you should enter, and this is what happened next. And you can actually see like the stuff that's going on. Or that the titles changed, they were wrong and they changed the title, or they removed the video, you know, that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm just not in. It's just if people, and if people don't like that, then that's fine. They can find another channel. But yeah, I don't think it helps people, and I'm here trying to provide as much value as I can, while still keeping my values and norms. And if people want to know more, then Diamond is the place to be. Mostly corrective structures in the weekends. It's a good question. I don't necessarily have weekend statistics with Elliott Waves. However, based on simply experience, the weekend is by far most commonly a ranging structure, which therefore increases probabilities of it being a still have the itch of it being a wave B, X, Y. Arguably, you can still have a flat in an A as well. So yeah, corrective structures. By far most common, yes. Thanks, Sarthak. Yeah, I'm not definitely not downplaying his achievement, but it's just not what I look for. Elliott Wave Analysis is a good channel, one I can check out. Using Elliott Wave counting becomes easy if you can identify the third wave regardless the time frame. Correct. And then you're looking for a 4 and a 5, so you're looking for continuation. The counting wave fours is usually most difficult. The fours tend to be the most complex. But if you know based on analysis on the higher time frames that you're looking for a 4, probabilities are still higher. Besides what happens in the 4, you're going to be looking for a move up. I love your other way, a lot of art stuff to teaching. Thanks, Barbie. Do you have tutorials on Elliott Waves? Yes. Now, I always advise people to just first look at the free sources online, like the links in the description, which I recommend. Those are free. I'm not affiliated. It's just a public website. It's just online. So you can check these out. Those are the ones I used. Bit.ly, Elliott Wave Detail, Bit.ly, Elliott Wave More Information. And in the gold membership, that's where I have a whole Elliott Wave course with everything I know and that I use. Everyone's bearish. I don't like this price action. Yeah, it's a bit rangy, no, at the moment. Not much happening. We started nicely and then we started ranging, so bit of bullish CVD on yellow, but I prefer to see bull CVD on the right side of the new high. Yeah, the volume not too great just yet, no? I mean, in general, after the drop, it's been pretty dead. Jeez. Hey Koen, can you confirm that your Discord? No. Make sure to check legal. There's all like that's the bad thing I suppose about the industry is there's a shitload of scammers. So we do have a couple of protections to avoid scammers, and there's at the moment shouldn't be any scammers in the group. It only happens sometimes they're in, but usually when they're in, they tend to write a lot of messages to people. So also that's why I made legal. I will never message you privately without notice, ever. So that's why the legal channel is here. In the end, it's people's own responsibility, of course, but just know that I will never add you. I will never write you. Actually, it was a topic today as well. So of course, people do get messages, but that's not me. So I never like do that. We were talking about it today as well. So that's all scam, all scam. I will never add you. I will never write you a message out of nowhere. Or have very general talk. I never advise you to click this particular link in the DMs. Of course, in the description, that's me, but not in DM Discord. So, what is your take on BTC wave count from 15K lows? Well, both ABC as well as an impulse is still possible, but I mainly share this. The high time frame count, I would recommend you to go to the playlist on my channel and then go to the macro and high time frame Elliott Wave analysis playlist, and then the recent update was from Sunday, yesterday. So to check that one out, because you can still have both the ABC bearish as well as the bullish. But at 24K we did bounce on the 382, which is more of a wave B target compared to a wave 2 target. So it increases probability slightly for a C. But we first want to see local weakness. What's up, Bus Channel? How you doing, man? Thanks for the dono earlier today. Absolutely, Edmund. Absolutely. If you share your TRB chart, make sure to share it in the altcoin section. So share it in the altcoin TA. Yeah. So we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoin, others. Others is usually like stocks and that sort of stuff. But absolutely, you can write it there and you can ask for feedback, and there's many people that love to help. And I'll check it as well. No, Diamond is for anyone. Anyone that wants to learn how to develop a strategy or want to learn how I did it or just trade mine, but it's not a signals stuff. It's educational. So, of course, people can trade mine, but then they have to learn mine. Of course, I give setups when I'm home, but like today, I was having a meeting with my business coach as well, and sometimes, I can't be there. So if there is a setup in that time, then at least people just trade it themselves with me doing something else, and that's good to see. But it's for like if people don't have a plan and they want to learn, it's a place to join. And if they are interested in trading what I do, then they can join as well. Yeah. And there's a lot going on. So a lot of teaching, a lot of sharing, many AGGR templates, downloads, Excel sheets to track statistics. It's very active. Yeah. There's more, I guess if you click on the join button below the stream, you will get, I show some stuff. I added more channels now because, time passes. So we have some more channels and stuff. But you will get a little bit of an idea of what is shared. So if you use other strategies, that's fine. There's more traders in Diamond that trade their own strat, or they are developing their own. Because that's an important goal. I think the best thing you can do is develop your own strategy. And in Diamond, there's also people that develop their own strategy. They are working on developing it. They are sharing their progress, which is what I like to see. Yeah. What's the most benefit of Elliott Waves? It is having a better idea of the direction of price. So you can actually trade with, like, I want to say the trend, but of course people can identify the trend. But on different time frames, you now have a certain amount of probability for up or down based on reading price, like a book basically. So it will help you with the direction, which therefore helps you with trades in the direction, which therefore gives you a higher probability of being profitable if you trade in the direction of your analysis. And it's for me, it's not seeing price as just a number. For me, Elliott Waves is like reading a book. I can read price based on the waves it forms, and it helps me to identify the highest probability for up or down, which helps in trading as well. So that would be my benefit. Yeah, I have this observation almost every weekend is a wave 4. Yeah, wave 2 or wave 4. Yeah, absolutely. What's your biggest regret in life? Jeez, David throwing in the question. Wow, that's a good one. What is my biggest regret in life? My biggest regret in life. What is my biggest regret in life? That's a big question. There's a few things that I suppose come up, but of course you sometimes regret something, but some choices were good, but the way you made them could have been better. The biggest regret. I guess that when I was a professional gamer in the past, I started being a pro in 2007 till 2018. I was a pro gamer. And I think the biggest regret I have is that I didn't involve my mom enough for her to understand what I was doing, because we had a lot of problems at home. My dad was like standing on the virtual sidelines. He was there watching matches, going to events. My mom never went, and she wasn't too interested in it. But I also was not proactive as a kid, trying to take her along and explain more. And it was quite a couple of years of difficulty, which is also the reason, by the way, that nowadays I help people with gaming, parents with gaming children. As a global keynote speaker, it's one of the main topics I talk about, is helping how to cope with gaming children and how to improve that relationship, and what to do, how to work with screen time, make appointments and rules, right? Like balance, when is it addiction or what, like. But I think the biggest regret would be that, of course, the parent has a certain hierarchy in the household. So arguably, eventually my mom in 2013, she was the one that changed her approach to me, which improved the relationship. Because, I didn't. But I think that, I think that would be my biggest regret. Wow, it almost makes me emotional. So thinking about it, those were some hectic years. Jeez. Okay, next question. Now that's a deep question. Probably I don't want that one every day. Sucking soy, thinking of combining it with my other strategy. It's a view I've only really paid attention to on your channel. Yeah, it's good to combine it with, like, it's always good to combine different things or potentially add a strategy to it and maybe see if it works. Yes. You can always first try it yourself, and no one is forced to join anything, but or test it out for a month. But Elliott Wave course, by the way, is in gold, Vitana Boteva. But like add, like that is the scenario. That is basically step 4 in the making a plan, is where you want to add and remove things to see what happens in the data of the strategy when you collect data. So yeah, diamonds are forever. Exactly. That's what I like to hear. Have you heard about, yes, I know SMC. I've been looking into it lately. Looks interesting. Maybe combining might be dangerous. Yeah, if it works in your plan, absolutely. So I before I knew about SMC, I was already looking at gaps, but of course he has a whole strategy around gaps, the FEGs, right? So I did watch some of his content. It doesn't really fit my trading style, but I'm very curious. So I always love learning about other stuff. Even though I might not implement it, it's always good to know. So yeah, maybe you can use it in your strategy and make it even better. Yeah. Darius, hi, thank you for your perfect videos. What do you think of Glenn Neely's Mastering Elliott Wave's book? Do you suggest it? I don't have it. The only Elliott Wave book that I have is the one and only Elliott Wave Principle. I don't actually have another Elliott Wave book, so for me it would be difficult to recommend a book I don't own or haven't read. So it might be a great book, but I haven't yet checked it out. I don't think any one of us has any regrets. Even if bad things happen, we learn from that, and sometimes, yeah. It's of course also how you cope with it. Absolutely, happy days. So nowadays, especially nowadays, we good at home as well, like with my mom and stuff. We're like best. Like she fully supports everything. And in 2013, 2014, that was the big change. We had a difficult years, but yeah, after that, full support. And yeah. So the regret, like you can't change it, but we have changed as persons. I grew older, and you know, so yeah, all good. So question here, that would be gold. Yep. Thanks, Tolf. Wait, I can't actually read. Wait. What's up, Brownback? Good evening. Why don't you put upsell in your subscription for X? It's YouTube. I don't have control about how YouTube shows what to do, but you can just go from silver to gold, and YouTube auto switches you with including the remaining days. If you just if you Google for like change YouTube membership, manage channel memberships, and then somewhere here, I suppose. No, not here. Manage channel memberships. No, it's somewhere here. You know, you just have to Google change YouTube membership, channel membership. So it's somewhere in here. I've shared it sometimes, but and then it, yeah, you can't. I can look at it after. It's of course not really something I can do in the stream, but yeah, YouTube auto calculates the difference with the days as well that are remaining in the one, and yeah, they do a good job. But you just go through the same process, but then for gold, and it also money wise, it adjusts everything. I've been changing my life for 4 years. I've put everything on the foundation of love, family, and life experience. I feel much more from people, their energy, their goodness. That's nice to hear, Earthman, as well. It's a good choice, right? Sounds like you made a good choice. I'm convincing that you are a very warm, good person with great positive energy. Thank you for being able to listen to you and learn the trade. Thanks, Earthman. I appreciate it. Sounds like you made a good decision yourself a couple of years ago. And I appreciate the kind words as well. So thanks, man. Thanks for being here, and thanks for being in Discord as well. I'm learning how to add into a winner. Add? Oh no, there's nothing that goes into compounding, because that's very strategy dependent, and my strategy does not have any compounding, unless one setup hasn't yet played out and another one forms. That's when compounding happens, but it's not in one setup. So then it's two individual setups. But I don't go into compounding, because it's very strategy dependent. It depends on your strat, on your statistics, if compounding is a good idea or not. So that's a personal thing, yeah. Unfortunately, that's I can't. It's also YouTube is completely fixed. You can't even do discount stuff. Unfortunately, you can't do like a Valentine action. Also, if we join, say, gold, can we upgrade to diamond, or just yeah, people can switch between the levels all the time, both down and up. They can do anything up or down, yeah. So they can always upgrade or they can always downgrade. It doesn't matter. If people in diamond also do silver gold, people in gold have silver gold, people in silver have silver, basically, but you can always move. What's up, Alper? How you doing, man? I know someone, by the way, in Turkey, is also named Alper. He is the president of the Turkish Esports Federation, so he is called Talper or Alper as well. Bit of bear CVD here. So we wicked the high, took the liquidity, bit of a move back into the box again. That's the second time now. Let's have a look. This is 1 minute stuff, which, you know, I can usually not recommend. Okay. Especially if you're newer, it's best to stick on the higher time frames. Yeah, so currently this move down, right? What I was checking is there a potential for a double 1-2? But if this is a 1-2-1-2, this 2 reached the 886, lowering probabilities for this to be a wave too high, for then a 3 to the downside, right? Now another option for a 3 down would be a 1-2-3, but then we need to think about a flat here, and then a ABC, but C didn't take the high, which is not common. That would be a running flat. That's less common. Or we need a WXY. So then we have A, B, C, that's your W, X, and then a zigzag. We need a zigzag in Y. That would be a possibility for continuation down. This, of course, looks very 3-wavy. So if we look for bigger moves down, you need to count a 1-2-3 or a 1-2-1-2-3, but then preferably it's a 1-2-3, or we're looking for corrective structures, right? A, B, C, W, X, Y, like that sort of stuff. Continuing the range, basically. Not doing altcoins at the moment, though. We'll do that in a future stream. And of course, the moment, so locally, the more difficult it becomes to identify impulsive structures to the downside, the higher the probabilities to move up and look for that daily naked point of control. Pleasure, Zaidkan. At the moment, I only watch probably 3 YouTubers. You, New, Traders Reality, he's really fun to watch besides teaching a lot, and Tony Vay, trading only on weekly and daily chart. Oh, high time frame. Wow, that's yeah, exactly. That's a lot of different content. But that's also nice, having different perspectives, different content, different ideas. I maybe have a handful. Not even. I don't really watch too much content myself. I create content. But yeah, it's nice to have a bit of a diversity. Thanks, Tof. Good to have you here. Welcome. Said Rizi, hi everyone, welcome. Lucas, I went to look at an apartment, could clean, and you are still on. You've been active. Yeah, I have to go. I haven't had dinner yet. I immediately jumped live when I came back. So I gotta move, guys, gotta move. Alper, Kartik Speculator, Alper 2. So we'll do a big altcoin stream soon, but I can't. Duke, what's up? How you doing? Okay, guys. Like Lucas suggests, I am still on, but it is time to go off, because we checked the price action locally, we analyzed the local range, and of course zoomed out a bit, mentioned the probabilities, and yeah, we're going to see what tomorrow brings and the rest of the week. No, today is Monday, so we still have a lot to go, and yeah. Of course, the general probabilities are still higher to take the lows at a given moment. So, yeah, we're going to remain patient. Arguably, I would like a 5-wave C to the upside to the daily naked point of control. That would be a nice to have. Not a must have. We never know. But that would be, probability-wise, a nice move. But yeah, general probabilities would still suggest taking the lows at a certain moment. But yeah, we see what price does, no? We see what price does. Remaining patient. So thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate you spending some time with me this night and also this afternoon, but this night again. Tomorrow morning is a normal update, just a video. And yeah, let's see what price is going to give us, shall we? So yeah, Persio, Brownback, Mike, everyone else here, Lucas. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Happy days. Thanks as well. And thanks for your question. And it's never personal, right? It was just a very nice link to talk about other stuff. I really appreciate your message and your question. It's a very good question. So, and I wrote down the backtest thing, which I think is interesting to learn or teach people how to backtest, I suppose. So, yeah, cool. Louise, Douwe, and everyone else, have a good night, morning, evening. I'm going to catch you tomorrow for a new day of Elliott Waves and trading. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see you at the next one.